Live scrimmage work, and it's our third full scrimmage. We'll do some more competitive stuff Monday and Tuesday, but as far as coming back out to the stadium and really going open field live scrimmage, and this will be it. It's a big day for a lot of guys. I was anxious to see some guys that we've got really competing. Every snap counts. Guys like Beasley and Kalen and Shaq and Joe Gore. Really anxious to get in and see the film. We did kind of mixed it up a little bit today. Thought the offense was much improved. Defensively, they didn't have that same edge. That was one of the things I talked to them after practice, and that everybody's faceless, nameless opponent. You just play to a standard, and that's it, regardless of where you play or who you play. Thought we had a couple of guys today kind of lose their edge a little bit. Did a lot of ones on twos, and I really thought that Cole Stout did a good job of moving his group down the field a couple times. Did some little bit of 2-minute work. We did some overtime work today. We worked a lot of special situations at the end of the scrimmage, some more short yardage, a lot of special teams. Spencer Benton is kind of hopefully going to be a weapon for us from a long-range standpoint. He's had 2 scrimmages in a row where he's kicked a 55-yarder. It's probably been good from 60. So I'm very encouraged about that. He's punting the ball very well. He's probably been a little bit more consistent than Bradley right now. Bradley has got big talent. Spencer's been, very, very consistent. So again, a lot of big plays. I thought Martavis Bryant had an excellent day. All the quarterbacks did a good job. Our playmakers, showed up early, made some plays. 19, 2, 6, 18. All those guys had some really nice plays. Defensively, still continue to be encouraged with our defensive front. I think we got some good depth there and some guys that I think will be ready to go here in the next couple of weeks. But we got 2 weeks to get dialed in. We're going to probably turn the page Monday. We'll have a 2-a-day. We'll quickly get ready, start honing in on Auburn, and start getting our guys penciled in where I think they need to be. We've got a couple of big staff meetings here coming up to really make some tough decisions. And whatever decisions are made, they're not final decisions. They're just decisions to, got to start somewhere. And you got a lot of competition out there. And then, we don't get a preseason. I mean, we don't get, all these high schools, they got 3, 4, 5 preseason games, jamborees. And, I'm watching preseason NFL football last night, and that's how these guys find out who to put where, because it's live play, and you're not going against the same people every day and all that. And it's like I told our team, this is their preseason game. This is all we can use to go on to make decisions. And then from that point, then it's the real deal. Can you perform on game day? So that's kind of where we are right now. But I think our guys, again, they've worked hard. We've got a good group of young men that are excited about playing. 2 weeks from now, we'll tee it up for real.
2 weeks out, what concerns you, and maybe what has surprised you?
I wouldn't say that I'm concerned. I think that again, I like our football team. I think we'll be ready to play. I guess the one, I don't know if it's a concern or if it's just a question, a legitimate question going into it is, how are these sophomores going to perform in that environment? I don't think we're going to know that until we go play. How quickly can we bring those guys along to play at a high level? We don't, we don't have a bunch of fluff to go practice these guys. I mean, we've got to come out of the gate roaring, and again, we've got a huge group of sophomores starting for us, and if they're not starting, they're playing big roles, and we've got a few redshirt freshmen that are going to be playing those big roles. So, the performance of those guys and just how quickly we can develop them and get them where they need to be. That's probably the biggest question. I don't really know if that's a concern, because I like all the guys. I'm excited about it more than anything else. But I just think that's something we got to I'm not going to really know the answer to until we play.
Could you, I know you say no decisions are final, but could today's performance answer a lot of questions along that offensive line in terms of who starts?
I think so. I think once we get in here and we really study it, I think we've got to start getting dialed in, because those whoever you're going to start the game with, those guys have really got to get a lot of work together these next 2 weeks and really get them acclimated and on the same page. Not that other guys aren't going to continue to have the opportunity to compete and play, and anything can happen over the next couple of weeks, and then whoever we decide to go with, they got to practice at a high level between now and then. But I think you got to say, okay, here's the plan, and let's take this next couple of weeks and let's get them ready. Hey, this guy right here, it's close. We'll give you an opportunity to continue to compete. It may not get really truly settled until live bullets are flying out there.
How about number 2 quarterback when we'll wait? Catch wonder who that's going to be.
Say that again?
Number 2 quarterback when we'll wait.
I probably same thing. Early part of next week. I would say right now Cole is probably, solidified himself coming out of this scrimmage today. I think he's really come on in the last few practices. I feel good about what I've seen, how he's competed. I feel good about Morgan. I feel good about Chad Kelly. But I'm very encouraged and as far as how guys have responded to the competition. It's been very, very competitive. And we've given everybody a lot of opportunities to compete and mixed and matched in a bunch. But I think Cole right now, if he played today, he would definitely be our number 2 guy. And so we're kind of at that point where, all right, well, let's start getting dialed in from a rep standpoint this time next week, and then we'll continue to bring our freshmen along and probably not make a full decision on those guys until later on next week. And then some of them we may not make a final decision on until 3 games into this thing, 3 or 4 games. We've got to keep bringing some of them.
Did anybody jump out on the offensive line today?
Jump out? I thought Norton did a really good job at center, except for one really bad snap, a critical situation. So that kind of trumped his good day. But I'm encouraged. I thought Beasley was solid. Kalen went and did some good things too. Felt like Shaq Anthony. If I had to say right now, I think Shaq Anthony has stepped up a little bit more than Joe. Joe, and probably just from a mental standpoint, Joe is still swimming a little bit. Athletically, very, very gifted. Both of them are, but I think Shaq's been a little bit more consistent from an execution standpoint. And neither one of them are right home to your mama about right now. But I think today Shaq gives us the best chance today. So we'll just see where we are as this thing continues next week.
With Shaq working at right tackle, when you have working right hand,
Battle. Battle's a guy that I think hopefully by the end of the year he could be a guy that could be as good as any tackle we have. We just got to keep bringing him along. Every day is a teaching day for him. It doesn't have a lot of football foundation to him, especially as an offensive tackle. But he just gets better and better. I mean, very, very gifted football player, very gifted kid, and physical, tough, wants to be good. We just got to keep bringing him. And I believe, by the end of this year, we got a chance to have a pretty special guy in Battle.
Generally speaking, the secondary, which probably faces as much in terms of change of scheme as anybody, how has that developed for you?
Well, I think our secondary's been really good all camp, with the exception of today. I thought they were undisciplined. I thought we tried to do too much today. Guys coming out of their coverage responsibility, and then all of a sudden, you get burned. Defensively, you have to do your job first. A couple double moves out there today where guys got deep third coverage or middle field coverage, and they come out of their responsibility and try to do somebody else's job. And so today I thought they were a little undisciplined, but as far as camp, they've been really, really good. Meeks and Brewer and Hall and Breland and Darius Robinson, Robert Smith, those guys are really, really solid football players. And most of them have played a good bit, especially with the amount of experience Breland got last year in Darius. So I'm very encouraged. Martin Jenkins is still out, and he's another guy that we may end up redshirting, just depending on where we go here. Same thing with him. He's a very talented player that really made a lot of big plays for us last year to win the championship. He just has had a hard time really getting over this osteoitis, uveitis, whatever it's called, and then he's got the hip flexor. So, we might make a decision there and hold him as well if we can. If we've got a little bit of depth there, it'd be really good to steal a year back from him, just like we're trying to do with Justin. So we'll make that decision here soon as well. And then, Cortez is improving. Gary Peters is improving, although he was one of those culprits on the double move today.